There was a time when people addressed the Board of Supervisors with politeness.
Good morning. My name is Doug Winch. I live in the Hidden Meadows area. The two issues I wanted to touch on was fire safety and jobs, and those have already been done, so I'd just like to encourage you to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Then the pandemic hit, and civility, by some, took a dive.
Good afternoon, Board of Tyrants.
Language, tone, even lucidity slid.
Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci! Hail Fauci!
The pandemic has left us with an unaddressed case of national PTSD. It scared the bejesus out of people.
Political scientist Carl Luna is director of the local Institute for Civil Civic Engagement in San Diego. His analysis is backed up by KPBS's own review of supervisors' meetings. KPBS watched the public comment sections from a sample of meetings from 2009 to 2023 and found a clear trend. Sure enough, the tide turned a year into the pandemic. Vaccines were a trigger.
Or just more time trying to save the people in the county and not murder them with these shots.
In 2009, there were 2 incidents of incivility at the supervisors' meetings. Last year, 167, mostly committed by the same small group of commenters. The offenses included conspiracies and threats.
So what are you doing to actually stop human trafficking? Nothing, because you are a part of it? Maybe.
$20,000 to continue coordinated vaccine clinics. I'd like to call those murder or genocide clinics.
You're felons. I mean, you will be. But, you should be taken to Gitmo.
Vargas, I can't wait for your arteries to clog. They're not doing it fast enough. And Nathan, you should kill yourself. I don't know where you are.
The profane.
You didn't give a shit about what we have to say. You guys are in big trouble because you have a power trip issue. Do you like being a cunt?
And racism.
Wuden's not here, but the blackest thing about her is her heart.
There are a lot of comments that are quite anti-Semitic, and it's very troubling.
Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reimers says those comments cut her differently.
As a member of the Jewish community, my feelings are hurt. I feel afraid for people in our community.
She partly blames the nastiness at meetings on former President Donald Trump and his comments about race and women dating back to his first run for president in 2016.
So there was a shift, I think, that allowed a normalization of discourse and toxicity that we're all grappling with now.
Luna says a subtler shift began more than 15 years ago as a backlash to the election of Barack Obama as the first black president. The high cost of living has only worsened the vitriol. UCSD political scientist Thad Kauser says a loss of faith in public institutions, COVID vaccine mandates, and forced business closures intensified the divide.
All of those things drive people's anger, and in a context when they don't feel like they have anything in common with the other side.
All amplified by social media. Local public government meetings have typically been the bedrock of democracy, where hyper-local issues are discussed and immune to partisanship.
One of the reasons that local debates and local politics survived polarization longer is that we had thicker and stronger connections to our neighbors, and we had a lot of trust that we built up, but that trust isn't free. It's being eroded.
Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice research manager John Porton says there are other forces at work, outside organizations determined to divide.
And we can see that there are groups organizing in Southern California whose reason for existence is to mobilize people to go to a series of public meetings and to bring up these policy preferences that they have.
San Diego psychologist David Peters says what we're really seeing at these meetings are scared people.
And in our spaces, people are converting the fear into anger so as to feel powerful.
Tomorrow, we'll examine the effect of that rage. Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
No!